One. Hello,
Hello.
everyone, and welcome to the Women's Cave. Yeah, I just took it right out of her mouth. Like, I was just like, nope, it's summer. It's my time. I'm Jade.
I'm Winona. I'm sorry. I'm so surprised. I had my hello ready. It was going to be even and steady today.
I'm doing a lady dance. Like, yeah.
She's doing my dance.
Yeah, I'm doing a dance. I was just like, it's called like I guess Trick Your Best Friend Day, right? We're gonna call that on our show today. We're just gonna say that's what it is today.
It's a day of puck, apparently. Midsummer Night's Dream, right?
Oh my goodness.
I mean, we
don't mess up. Don't mess up. Don't mess up the literary stuff when you have the guests that we have on today. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna need you to like get it right. Like, say the classics or don't say nothing at all. Do it right.
Shakespeare is a classic. This is the professionals you're ever gonna get me.
Yeah. So
anyway, we have books.
Yeah, y'all. We actually have something interesting to say most days. Literary life guides with pop poetry, and I thought the voice was better with other life lessons, and I thought being grown up was easy. If only I were me, a memoir in verse.
And for me, I'm
about to say, wow.
Go for it.
Go ahead. Well, no. As
for me,
well, no. That's what I called you. Well, no.
As the narcissist, I have to talk about my books. So they have Foreign Coffee and then Widow's Web. Those are all audio books.
I thought you were about to say like Freudianism or something, because I
was about to mess that up.
That was gonna be. I was gonna be like, wow. So she's speaking truth today. Okay. Anyway. Those are the ones that you can find on Audible or where you get your audiobooks, or you can find out the rest of the 17 books on www.andithoughtLadies.com. Y'all aren't here to hear about us anymore.
You're here to hear from our wonderful guests.
Wonderful guests. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, and thank you for inviting me to join you. My name is Sara Holliday, and I'm the head of events at the New York Society Library in Manhattan.
Okay, so we're gonna have to ask, why is it the New York Society Library? And then I'm gonna be like, Winona today. No, I'm taking Winona, and then part 2 of it is what is a library event coordinator, and what do they do? Okay, so 2. It's take your best friend personality day.
So the New York Society Library was founded in 1754. We're the oldest library in the city and one of the oldest in the country. And in the 18th century, the word society in the name of an institution like that actually meant something more like the word community as we'd use it now. The founders of the library really wanted to make books available to as many people as they could, given the society of the day. So the idea was you could come and join the society of people who wanted access to books. It was open to everybody throughout the community. So now the library is on the Upper East Side, although that we were founded in a different building farther downtown. But we're on the Upper East Side. We're in Museum Mile or near it. And it can sound like we mean society, like you have to be in the social register or something to belong here or to use the place, but that's not the case at all. People in the social register are welcome, but everybody is welcome. We're open to the public for use of our first floor reading room, visit to our exhibition, lots of our events, lots of other activities, and then you can become a member of the library and check books out and do other things throughout the building. So there's 2 levels of participation, but it really is open to everybody, like a community institution.
Wow, that is amazing. So what is your job there? Because it sounds like a really interesting, I'm like, wait, you can't eat in the library? You can't have an event?
Well, we're actually just speaking of eating in a library, just in a tiny way, when it's not a pandemic, we do throw receptions and things like that. We're just about to start again, serving tea and coffee and cookies in the afternoons in our first floor reading room. Check our website, there'll be more to come about that. But in general, what I do is work with other staff here and some of our trustees and friends to organize lectures, panel discussions, poetry readings, occasional musical and theater performances, all kinds of faintly book-related or directly book-related activities in the building. We also have a thriving program for writers and people doing research, so your PhD students, things like that, and children's programming. And so my department helps around the edges of both the writers programming and the children's programming as well. I myself also do a fair amount of the library's communications, again, very much as part of a team with other staff. So I do things like edit our newsletters and fun stuff like that. So I'm a little bit of a language maven as well as a book maven. So that's part of what I do.
I was just about to offer you a free copy of our books in hope of getting a poetry reading in the New York Library. And then you said you edit. Never mind.
What do people say? Your prose tend to be, you try to jam a lot of information. It would have been better if you cut some of it. No, never. No. No, I did cut some. The editor told me to cut, and I cut some. This is where it was. Okay, this is how it. I was like, listen, I'm not cutting anymore. You're lying.
So anyway, yeah. I feel like if you read it, you would be like,
definitely. This needed to. You could have had a second poem right here. Okay.
I like to think that editing is about helping people say what they actually want to say with the best words possible, and that might mean a lot of words, or it might mean fewer words, but it doesn't always mean editing to fewer words, you know. So I'd said to you before we got started, I myself am kind of long-winded, so more words is, you know, we have a lot of them here. There's so many.
Exactly.
So that actually brings me on to a segue.
What? Segue? High five. Social distance, y'all. COVID's still out here.
We don't do this on that show. So since you said a lot of words, can you tell? Shoot, now I forgot the segue.
Can you tell us when you fell in love with
books?
There you go, Winona.
You know, it's hard because it's before I can remember. I've definitely been a bookworm from the time I was a little kid. And I had a lot of helpful friends and relatives who gave me books from the time I was a little kid. I remember in particular reading the Oz books by L. Frank Baum when I was really, you know, maybe first grade or so. That's kind of an early memory. So those are, you know, some of the real classics. But I have actually worked in libraries in one form or another, doing something or other. Since I was a youngish kid, I volunteered in a very small way in my elementary school library, my junior high school library, my high school library. I actually worked for pay in my college library. And then I will tell you though, I'm not myself a professional librarian. Our staff here, there are about 35 staff members, and we're about half and half professional librarians and paraprofessionals who do all kinds of things. So I'm an event planner and not a librarian, but we all love the books. So.
You said that okay, first of all, you said that they're paraprofessional librarian.
Can't talk to
librarians. Oh my word. I don't think I should be talking anymore during this interview. what? So what are they? And can I become one?
Well, sure. I just mean a professional librarian. I'm not using a technical term here exactly, just somebody who has a master's in library science, or often it's a master's in library and information science these days. So many of my colleagues do have the master's in library science, but a lot of people have just worked in libraries for years. They're very knowledgeable in the field, but they don't have the professional degree. So that would be my category also. Like, I'm a library worker, but not a librarian specifically. But hey, you know what? There's an annual day in April, National Library Workers Day, and it includes everybody. So we like to think
that is fabulous. I feel like I've learned so much about the inner workings of a library. Like, yes. I feel like I have learned so much. But what is your favorite facet about the New York Society Library?
Wow. It's a tough
5, you know, 1 or 5, whatever.
1 or 5, yeah. Well, there are a lot of great things here. Speaking as a staff member, I would say the books, and I think a lot of our patrons and members would also say the books. I will mention the library has a general print collection of about 300,000 volumes, so it's a lot, and it's all right here in the building. We also have a large and growing collection of audiobooks and ebooks and downloadable audiobooks, so there's all kinds of stuff, and I get to just take home piles of it and then come back the next day and bring some back and get other ones, and it really is just a constant treat. And so that's a great thing. If I were not a staff member, but were a member of the library, what a lot of people really love is the peace and quiet. Mm-hmm. It's not quiet everywhere in the building. We have a very active children's library. We do a lot of events and so forth. So there's a fair amount of activity, but there's lots of little corners where you really can concentrate, focus, calm, book, print, laptop, you know, that kind of whatever's going on, and really focus on it. We have a large reading room where people write books and work on long-term projects, do all kinds of research, and it is quiet and conducive to focus there.
I feel like
that's amazing. I think my favorite part would have been the stack of books I get to take home,
goodness.
read, and then return. Like that would have been like my whole life. I'd be like, "What are you talking about? I don't need to go out. I have a sandwich and a book. Like I'm fine, thank you."
Actually, one of the reasons that I reached out to you in the first place is because I know Jade had always wanted to work in a library in the first place. But when she was little, she was like, "This is where I'm going to work," and I was like, "No, you're not. I've seen them pay. No, you're not."
Yeah, she wouldn't let.
But that's okay. I did want to ask, can you reiterate one more time what events will be coming up at the library?
Yeah. So right now in July and August, we're quieter. We take a little bit of a summer break. And of course, we are also in the process of transitioning from a season, since the spring of 2020, where we were all online, to being back in person in our main event space starting in September. So right now, I am not able to sneak preview any of our specific events coming up in the fall, but I can tell you where to find them.
Yes, which is even better because you can find it for yourself.
In fact, if you don't mind, I don't have screen sharing capacity. That's okay. I'll just tell you about it. So our website is nysoclib.org. So it's like NY Socialib. And so that has tabs across the top that are all kinds of information about the library, but there's one towards the right that says our events, and that'll just give you a list of everything that's upcoming. But if you want the newest news, there's a space to sign up for our newsletter in the upper right of the homepage, and that comes out twice a month. We don't barrage people with emails, but it announces upcoming things. The other thing I might mention right now, though, is if somebody's looking for a library-related activity, we have a huge archive of recorded events, including all the ones that we did that were entirely webinar format to start with since the spring of 2020. And those include some really cool programs that I helped with the tech side on, but other people created and brought to us. They're amazing, that are on the theme of Black Literature Matters. And they involve looks at history through the lens of Black writers from Phyllis Wheatley all the way to Toni Morrison and the present, with historical context from historians and readings by really fantastic actors. So there's a set of 4 of those, and those are all available to stream. We also just are about to premiere the videos from our spring season that just ended. So those include Casey Sepp talking about Harper Lee and Russell Shorto talking about his recent memoir, Hayden Herrera talking about her memoir, Upper Bohemia, just all kinds of neat stuff. So that's on our YouTube channel, but all on our website there under our events.
Would you like to as well?
I'm sorry?
Is there a podcast as well with you guys at all? No.
We don't do a podcast that's like timed and episodic, but all our streaming stuff is available through our website on demand, basically whenever you want it.
Absolutely, and if you want to share that screen so everyone can know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thanks. Okay. So here's our homepage. Our sign up for the newsletter is right up here in the upper right, but I might just point out, this is our events list. So we've got a couple of kids things. We've got a little bit of everything coming up. These are the ones I was just mentioning. So this is where we're premiering some new things on our YouTube channel, but our past event recordings are all down here in the lower right corner of that page, or you can just search for your favorite. And those are all those recordings of
y'all, the ones that are
workshop, book award ceremony. Sorry.
For everyone that's listening on the podcast, you might want to switch on over to the vlog. I mean, you can see that on Facebook. You follow us. I know people follow us. So go on over and see the end and see these wonderful things that they are presenting at this library.
I now have a busy schedule.
I know, I do. I'm zooming. It's gonna be the best. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for coming on today. Tell us one more time the website.
It is NY. So you can get there by just typing into your browser nysoclib.org. So it's like NY Society Library, only it's only Soc and Lib.org.
Thank you so much for coming on and sharing like what you do and this really fun library that I'm gonna have to drive from Maryland to come see. Like I'm excited for it.
I'm not that huge of a fan of New York, but now I have to go to the library.
We do like New York, y'all. It's just, Merely.
Right around the corner from the Metropolitan Museum of Art. So if you're in the neighborhood on the Upper East Side, do drop by and see us.
I will, absolutely. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. Guess I'll go ahead and wrap us up. Yeah, so you can find out everything your ladies are doing on www.andithoughtLadies.com. While you're there, go to the bottom of the page, see the charities that we probably support. Maybe you can support them also. We thank you in advance for that. And just remember, y'all, wisdom is all around you. If
you're open to finding it and accepting it. So peace and love, you guys, from Will Nona
and Jade. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah, thanks for listening.